So definitely, um, I think that when Uncle
If
came
you
to her,
if you take away how I would put it in this way, like if you take away from almost 330 pages, 332 pages, if you take away the game and uh, where they are trying to get the gym part, the tennis part, and the yoga part, and the food part, and some other things. Like, so if you take away that part, and then you take away some of the spicy part, so where the actual story is like,
That is the story.
yeah, I think you would have nothing. I think you would have nothing. I think you would have nothing. Like I said,
Yeah, that.
it's like a romantic comedy. It's that's what I look at it as. When you're watching a rom-com movie, you expect to be some spice, some this, friendships, whatever. If you take all of those things out, it's like, why am I watching this? You know?
all
So,
right,
yeah. If it was just strictly her and her thoughts, it would be a whole different type of book.
right. Um, okay. Let's listen to Yasmin, what she has to say. She has already said some of the things
Yeah.
that she liked it,
Yeah.
but so you want to put your few of your thoughts further into that. Mike is yours. I wanted
I
to say.
I don't know if I have anything to add.
Mhm.
Like I said, I was pleased
Yeah, it
that
was a comfortable
everything
read.
was
It was comfortable
wrapped
read
up
to
in a
read,
nice
comfortable to
with a
listen
nice
or to.
bow. All of her problems were alleviated. She found solutions to all of her problems. She was happy at the end.
Okay.
She was satisfied with her life. She was satisfied with work. She was satisfied with her relationships, with her friends, love relationships, and work relationships.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes.
How realistic do you think the strategies are in this book? Do you think the strategies that was used in this book, do you find them to be realistic or
Yes,
idealistic?
I mean, I
I
think
do
a
think
little
they're
bit of both.
realistic.
Yeah. I mean, now the job thing, depending, I think, on, your relationship with your boss, your relationship with your job, if you can pivot like that, that may be, non-realistic, because how many people can be like, I don't want this promotion, like, and still
Mhm.
keep something and make a change. To me, it seemed like it was kind of a small company. It wasn't like a huge, big company. So, and like the boss and the owner was the same person and they had a relationship. So, not a lot of jobs are like that. So, I think that was a little idealistic. But as far as like the friendships and the camaraderie that they had, definitely the relationship is. I mean, I don't know how many women. I don't
And
know,
the
and
and
none
the
of my
plans
friends.
for self improvement.
The plans for self improvement, the plans for finally, the making a change and kind of realizing that I need to make changes in my life. The fact that she finally stood up to her mother, that takes guts for a lot of women
A
who
lot
has a
of
who have a
courage.
very
I will I will ask
strong
you one
person,
of
that
the
mother who has a
questions.
very strong personality. So I
I will
think a
ask
little
you
bit of
one
both.
question to help me because I was not able to, I would say, I should be honest with you, that I was not able to find any kind of, how I would say, the value system that that would, like she would have bond with Spencer, and I couldn't find the value system that would be a kind of, uh, how I would say that, certificate, not certificate, kind of assurance for that a long-term relationship. I couldn't find any kind of like a value system other than the physical beauty and being like that's attractive and accepted, whatever she is. But I couldn't find any value system. Normally, when you try to figure out a relationship would work or not, basically you try and find out that the person's value system is similar as mine or different from mine or acceptable to me or not acceptable to me.
I
So when
think
you,
they have very similar
I mean,
values,
That's
whereas
what I was about to say.
family,
Hmm.
family was very
Family,
important to him. This was his
work,
father's, this was his father's
company.
company that he took over. His father's older, so his father can't do the work anymore. Was he the only child? I don't remember if he said he had siblings.
Uh,
I think he said he had a sister.
yes.
I think he said he had a
There
sister,
was someone that wanted nothing to do
like
with the
nothing to do with the
business. They
company.
don't want
So
nothing.
I
So it was
think
like
like
either he take it
family,
over or it fall apart. It just
right. So I
die.
think family was very important to him. I think community was very important to him, you know. So I think she saw those things in him that we have similar values. Friendships, I think, were important to him. So while she
And he
was maybe
supported
more
her
professional,
unconditionally.
right, while she was maybe more professional, like office work, he was more what we could say blue collar work. I think that the fact that they had similar values and non-similar values what could make the relationship work. At the end of the day, it's a book, it's fiction. I wasn't looking too deep and say
Yeah, don't look too deep. Don't look too
the
deep, Mr. Hassan.
I was
It's
the
trying
it's
to
supposed to
relationship
find
be
out.
right
vibe.
up here
I was trying
at
to
the
find
top of the
out that,
brain, not
Yeah.
in
yeah,
not in the
So,
like,
deep
but I
down.
think
You
yeah.
gotta,
if I think
but you
about
gotta,
it, I'm like, I think they could work in real life. I think a relationship like that could work.
but that's the difference between the male brain and the female brain. Like, I think you guys have the ability to suspend reality a lot of time and watch a movie and go, this is just a movie. I'm gonna enjoy it. Whereas guys more like, that would never happen in real life, even if it's like a superhero movie. Like you hear nerds
But a
talking about
lot of
superheroes,
things
like his
in the book
plasma.
could
I think a lot
happen.
of things could in a book could. I think
Yeah.
depending
I'm
on, I
just
think
talking
a lot
about
of things could happen.
no, I'm just saying from a male perspective. I think you guys have the women tend to have the ability to suspend reality when you kind of in the entertainment mode. Whereas, men always have this critical eye, even though we're in entertainment mode. Like you're here two
W-
geeks, like two
We
comic book
enjoy
geeks.
the fantasy and you guys want facts.
Well, huh? No.
So
Look
it
at
could be the other,
look at the look at
could be the other side also.
because for me, like for instance, one of the questions I have now, I'll be honest, I didn't finish the book. It was we had scouting stuff but I did you guys already know I was communicating. It was a rough, hard read for me to read. Um, because I just saw it as this is a book not designed for me. But one of the things that I was trying to keep that I was searching for and not suspending reality because the only way I could even read the book was to look at some kind of angle, right? So I couldn't suspend reality and enjoy the book. So one of the angles that I was looking at is this idea of vulnerability, right? All the male characters behind this backdrop of do women really I know when do women really value male vulnerability? Because I don't think women truly value that because I think it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. Like the conversation from the late 2000s, I mean from the early 2000s about men crying. Remember Michael Basin? Is he still around? Remember Michael
Yeah,
Basin?
he's still around.
He's
I
still
don't think
around.
he died.
He had this big conversation. I mean, when his show was really hot, it was this big conversation around whether men should cry in front of women. That was like a big deal. This idea of vulnerability, and I was searching for that concept in the book, and it really
It
wasn't
wasn't.
really a theme. Wasn't really a
None of the
theme,
men were vulnerable.
right?
None of them.
So, but I'm asking because I think that would have been an interesting from
I mean, I
that would have
kind
been
of think what was his name? Why do I say his name was
Spencer,
Simon? Spencer. Well, I'm about to say
Spencer,
Simon. I think Spencer was kind of vulnerable because he he really liked her from the beginning. And even when she thought he was homeless, you know, and that became a running joke. And for a lot of men, that could have been a bruised ego. You know, you don't bruise my ego. You thought I was home. Like I want to have anything to do with you because you thought of those
I would,
things.
for
You
me,
know,
that would have been a wrap. It would have been a
so
wrap
for
right
yeah,
there.
so for a lot of men, it's like yeah, no. So you automatically assume something you didn't even get a chance to hear me talk to you or say anything. Just by my physical, you think I'm homeless. So I think he was vulnerable in a way that he was putting himself out there. Um, you
But
know,
my question is, do women value male
I
vulnerability?
think so. I do. I don't I don't want a man who's going to constantly ball up his feelings
be
and keep
hard
all
all
of
the
them inside
time.
because that causes problems. You know, now maybe this is the therapist brain in my head, you know, but a man who can't cry and show his vulnerability and show his softer side is a man who has issues, and I don't want to be in a relationship with that type of man. Now I'm not a crier either for the most part. Like I don't just cry at a I got it has to be something really emotional for me to cry. But yeah, I think a man who's in touch with his emotions and everything like that, I think that's good.
So from my experience, I don't think women truly. I think it's lip service. I think women don't like men who cry. I think the women. I think from my
I,
experience,
But
my limited experience, I
I
think
think what
women
is the
don't
situation? I
appreciate
think
that
it
at
depends on the
all.
situation.
I
I
will
think it
ask you
depends on the
one more thing.
situation.
I will ask you one more thing to clear my
No, I
understanding
want
of
to
the
get hold on. I
feeling.
want to get Yasmin's point of view on this because I find this as to be a very interesting question. Because personally, I'm as becoming an older man now. I'm advising young men not to cry around women, not to be vulnerable around women. So for me, this is very
I
simple.
I want vulnerability, or maybe I should say sensitivity. I don't want weakness. I
But
don't
I don't
want
So
to
think
be
describe. So,
weak.
crying.
so
How
describe.
you
Yeah,
define
Describe.
I
weakness?
don't think crying is a
So that's the
weakness.
sticker point. That's the sticker point. Describe weakness.
Not being able to make a decision, not
Make a decision,
having,
take a
not
decision,
being able
acting on
to
it.
make plans or organize things, have a vision.
Okay,
That's the
Because for me,
weakness.
guy.
like in this book,
Hypothetical.
Or
Jason was
being
Hypothetical.
he was like
incompetent
floating in the
or being
wind. He didn't have
purposely, I don't like men who are purposely incompetent. You know,
yeah,
men who act like they don't know
they
how to
can't
do
do
things
anything,
because they have a woman that's going to do it for you. You know,
which
I
is
don't like
how I
men
feel
like that.
Jason was in this book.
Yeah. So don't pretend like you don't know how to cook and clean um because I'm going to come in and do it,
What?
or
Okay,
don't act like
I'm
that you
okay.
don't know how to take
Here-
don't act like that you don't know how to take care of your children, dress your children, do a load of laundry. And a lot of men weaponize incompetence because they know their girlfriend, their fiance, their wife, or whatever is going to come in and take care
Okay,
of it.
can I speak on that? So, as a man, here's what I have found. Most women that I have dealt with in my life, they don't want me in the kitchen, and I can cook. And they don't want me doing laundry, and I know how to do laundry. There's been a lot of times I had to show the woman I was with how to do laundry because she didn't know how to do laundry properly. But they don't. So I have found in my life that most women that I have dealt with don't even want me in that spirit. Like, stay out of the kitchen, stay out of. And I think a lot of men experience that. So when you run into a woman who's like, "Ooh, you can help me do the laundry," you're like, "Well, the last five ladies I was with told me to stay out of the kitchen and don't touch the laundry." Right? That's number one. But what I was talking about was things like, you know what? I'm crying because I can't pay the bills. It's tough for me to pay the bills. And you catch him, and he's not even crying in front of you. You just catch him weeping or talking to his mom about not being able to pay the bills. That's what I'm talking about, like vulnerable. Or he can't find a job, so he's crying to you.
Yeah,
I
whenever there
can't
is a
find work.
challenge.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can't
yeah,
find work. That's
I
the
don't find
that's the
that to
vulnerability
be,
I'm talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
fine with that. I don't find that to
hmm
be a weakness
a weakness.
because
No.
I don't find that to be a weakness.
Really?
I find that to me, I find that to be a strength because men are told don't cry. Boys are told don't cry. So if I was in a relationship with a man and he's struggling with his finances or he just lost his job and it's not like it's more of crying out of frustration
Yeah,
and
cause
he's
cause
on
that's
my
devastating.
yeah, that's devastating. It was devastating to me when I lost my job. So um if
So
you
you
have a
understand women
partner,
and men handle things differently, right?
yes, I definitely understand that. But I
So
think it
his
takes
boys is more his boys are saying, "Hey, dude, shut the fuck up and go and get a job at McDonald's. Stop crying."
right. And I think that men, I think that's because men have been systematically told boys don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Suck it in, hold it in. And to me, that leads to a lot of problems.
So
Now, do I want to,
how do you balance that with the high value man thing then? Because that's a problem. There's some friction now because there's a lot of value in this high value man thing. So you have women who don't want men who are not making over 150 or $200,000 a year. So how do we mesh that up with vulnerability? Because if you got there's a lot of men who are scared to approach women because they only make $75,000 a year and they're being told on podcasts and on the internet that a high value man makes $200,000 a year.
and
So
I, stop listening
how do
to
you
those
mesh that?
podcasts. Stop.
But there's
Stop.
a lot
And
of
that's the
women out
same
there
thing with
saying
the
that.
high value, but that you can flip the script. That's the same thing with the high value women. Men want women who do XYZ. Men who think they make good money, 2, 3, 4K, and they're up there. They want women to match them. For me,
No,
they
no.
want not match them.
A man,
No.
a high
Or
value
they want
man does
or
not
they
want. Hold
want
on
the
a second.
woman
Let me
that's
Or
time
they
out.
going
want a
A high
woman
value man
who
does not want a woman to match him economically.
not
The
match them
opposite. A high
financially,
value a man who's making 200 plus, he doesn't care how much money the woman's making. He'd care
but
yeah.
they
less.
want a
She
woman
she
to be
wants the
able to
chef,
cook,
the maid, the sex
right.
person,
No,
the
he doesn't necessarily
take
want.
care of
It
the kids.
depends on how much money because he can hire a maid and a chef, but he wants some woman who's going to be available.
True.
Available is the key.
But
Available.
then that becomes a problem because if you want me to always be available for you, you want me to jump every time you say how high, then that's a problem for me.
I, wa-
So
I want to ask,
I think it depends.
I want to ask
But
you
you see
one
how, but you
primary
see,
question.
give me 1 second, one more second, Mr. Hassan. But do you see how that can create a vulnerability issue?
Yeah, I definitely see. Yeah, I definitely see. And I think and one of the things I say to my couples when I was seeing couples, I would say, have you talked about these things? 9 times out of 10, haven't talked about these things, gotten married. He has his expectations, she has her expectations, and they married, and then reality sets in, life start lifing, and they find out that they're not compatible. So they seek out me. So sometimes, I mean, I that keeps me, my bills being paid because that seeks out a therapist and they're sitting in my office and that's the question that I ask. Why did you get married? Don't tell me love, or we had a baby type of thing. But like, why did you get married? Did you talk about these things before you got married? Um, in Islam, we, before you get married, we sit down, we discuss certain things. I've had men tell me I ask too many questions. You know, I've had men say she talked too much, she asked too many questions, and they don't want to marry me. And I'm like, okay, good. Um, because if you can't answer my questions, if you feel like I'm attacking your character, you feel like you shouldn't answer this question, I'm not even married to you. Because I don't want to be in a marriage with you and we've never discussed these things. What you want out of a wife, what I'm looking for a husband, all those things. In most relationships, before you get married, certain questions are not answered. or asked because of whatever reasons. So, you know,
All
but
right, Mr. Hassan.
Yeah, I
yeah.
had one question, but now one other question popped up because of your things that because I feel Ray is saying something different and probably it's perceived in a different way. What he's asking about the vulnerability that, like, what is your definition? Probably it's the different standard of vulnerability as I think in Ray's mind and in your mind and in Jasmine's mind. So basically, it could be what do you think? Like diff, different standards of vulnerability. What vulnerability is?
I'm what I'm going to say is this. I don't know if I can define it, but I know it when I see it. I guess that's what I can say. I know when I see a weak man, I can't, weakness, vulnerability, when I see those things in the opposite sex, I can't really pinpoint a this is this is that. It's like I know it when I see it, type of thing. I don't, yeah. In my experiences, it
My
hasn't, and it hasn't been a lot of romantic experiences in my, in my 50 years on this planet. Um, but I know it when I see it. I do. I would say for me, I like a man who can be vulnerable, who can show me his frustrations. Like Ray said, he'll lost a job and or he may, maybe not even necessarily lost a job, but maybe he got he didn't get that promotion that we were all expecting, you know, or, different things like that. And he's frustrated and maybe through frustration, he starts to cry and he could do that in front of me. I find that to be attractive. I don't
I
like
will
men. I don't like men who bottle everything up and just,
like I would
you know,
say according to this according to what Ray pointed out and according to Yasmin's point of view, not being weak and Ray as the vulnerable. Let's say some situation arises in a job and he takes a decision, a bold decision that, as in the novel also, Sevi took the decision that I don't want to be promoted. So that's a kind of non-weakness or a kind of us being clear about it. So he takes a decision and then he either loses the job or the opportunity or whatever. So he shows his strength, but there is a consequence of that because once you lose a source of income or something, that could be a devastating thing. But but then if how he shows his emotions, that's what the point here could be the understanding of what's Yasmin is saying and what Ray is saying. We can
I mean,
understand.
I definitely think that that was like the unrealistic one of the, there was a few unrealistic pieces in the book, but I definitely think that is unrealistic because we know in jobs, if you don't take the promotion, it's you may not be able to
They'll
downgrade
choose
yourself,
somebody else.
or
Hmm.
they'll choose somebody else,
Or it
or
could
they
never
won't
come to
help
you
Somebody,
you,
again.
somebody'll
you
do the
know,
work.
right, or they won't help you. They're like, what I liked about the book was like her boss was open to her talking about health, wellness, and
Mhm.
we work 50, 60, 70 hours a week.
But I kind of think that he said that just so she wouldn't leave because
Maybe
he knew like if
he
she
wouldn't get
leaves,
somebody like her.
we falling apart because
Right.
she was a glue that was holding the team together. And if she leaves, we falling apart. So let me give her just enough
To
to make
keep
her
her,
want to stay.
so you don't find that. I mean, that's very rare,
Yeah.
and at least I know
But
here in America.
and even also like him putting that, like she was mentioning the wellness program or whatever, he took something off her plate and then put something right back on the plate that's gonna be just as taxing, if not more so, because
But
it's
I
something
think
that's
that would
still
Mm,
be,
brand new.
I
yeah,
think it was
But she
something that
wanted
she
to
would,
do it.
and she
yeah, I
wanted
mean
to
like
do. I
what she
think
would
that was
like to
something that
do
she enjoyed.
while she
What was
would be
Yeah.
she
here, so
doing?
she
They
would be.
were Were
Anyway,
they
I wanted to ask you more
insurance
important question before
brokers?
we run out
Insurance
of the time.
underwriters.
Underwriter. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to ask you because this is on these lines now. So what do you think why people cry, either men or women?
Say that
or
again.
it could.
Well,
Why do you think people cry, either men or women? Or it could be the same reason or different reasons.
Why they cry? I think they
Why
cry. I
people
think men
cry?
and women. I think men and
Why
women
people
cry
cry?
from some similar reasons and some different reasons. I think women are taught to be more expressive with their feelings and to cry and it's okay. Whereas men have been from very little boys have been taught that don't cry because
Yeah,
crying
but
is showing
my question
weakness.
is, I understand it could be
Can,
even as a women expression of the thing that when you cry, so it means basically you are it's showing that you are whatever the feeling is true to your heart. So that's why you cry. But my question is,
can I
why people cry?
can I answer
Yes,
this?
go
Can I
ahead.
answer it? Can I
Yeah,
answer
yeah,
it
go
from a
ahead.
Machiavellian? I'm gonna answer from a Machiavellian standpoint, and I really believe it. People cry to manipulate.
That yeah, that could be, yeah.
But let's say if somebody's crying in front of nobody.
That's a that's a different story. If you're
sometimes,
crying in front of no one, but I think for the most time, people cry to manipulate.
That
Yeah,
When
could
but
you're
I'm
yeah,
crying
I
in
would
front of
agree to
people,
that
when you're
yeah,
sometimes.
crying in front of
the
people,
one you're
I think
talking
sometimes,
about.
the end goal is something to get something out of it. The end
Yeah,
goal
I
is
think so.
typically to get
Yeah.
something.
I think that's I think yeah.
Yasmin?
and if you're doing it by yourself, or and if you're not trying to be manipulative, sometimes it's just a release. Because sometimes things are just so bottled up
That's what I'm
inside.
trying to.
Any kind
That's
of
what I'm.
anger, you could have happy tears, angry tears, sad
Yeah.
tears.
What
Any
Ray
kind of
mentioned.
emotion can make you cry. But I just feel like when it's just too strong of an emotion and you feel overwhelmed with it, then you just need some kind of it's a relief valve.
Yeah, the one I think the point which Tamara touched and Ray touched is that it's a way of expressing that you are trying to. I mean, like it could be manipulative, it could be expressive, whatever. And the point also you are trying to say is that kind of expression that you express yourself, that you have expressed you have vented it out, that you, whatever was you were holding it out, you just expressed it.
Mhm.
But my question was different and my understanding is different. Uh, what I mean, like from my late teens, and I understand that when people cry is that when they don't have a solution to something, that's the real cry I'm talking about. Because when you don't have some solution to something, either you lose a loved one, but beloved person, or you end up into a situation where you don't have a solution, you can't do anything. So the only thing you can do is probably cry over it. So this is my understanding.
Yeah, I mean,
So you don't
I
believe
think
in
yes.
happy tears?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, happy tears. I don't know what that is.
Happy tears.
Because sometimes,
I,
like, you have this, you have a problem, you're stressed about it, you find a solution, and you feel relief. You cry because you're relieved. You're happy. You're happy that the situation is over.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But isn't that normally that's normally more I thought see I misinterpreted the question. I was going a different direction with the question, but yeah, you can definitely have happy tears, when you accomplish a major feat, they're
Hmm.
happy tears.
Yes.
You see
Like
somebody that you have
when I passed my teaching license
right.
test on the first try,
Yeah.
I broke down in the post office. The little guy that was working in the post office, she all right? She all right? Bring us some tissue. They didn't have any Kleenex. He came out with a roll of toilet paper. He rolled it out the toilet paper. Wipe my eyes, wipe my eyes. I fell down. I cried because I was so happy.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
will
yeah,
never forget that. Tom Barley, he like, bring the tissue. He roll out the toilet paper.
yeah. That's organic. That's really organic. But I think when it comes to I was consuming your question from like a relationship standpoint, and I think I still stand behind my answer from a relationship standpoint. I think a lot of times people do cry to manipulate or get something out of someone else. Whether it's intentional or unintentional, because it could be unintentional too. It doesn't have always it does, I'm not saying that to say that the person is being devious in some way, because it could be sincere. But ultimately, the end goal, a lot of times when people cry in front of other people, with the exception of the happy tears, or as you said, the frustration tears, because people do cry when they're frustrated. Men tend to hit things, men tend to punch
Mhm.
walls, kick doors, women tend to cry, right? Out of frustration. But I think a large percentage of the time, whether it's intentional or unintentional, the tears also comes with this idea that I need something, whether it be emotional support, recognition, or something more materialistic.
Don't you think that it is also like kind of a traditional that whatever we have been inherited by our society and forefathers, that this way, whatever, in different cultures, it's also, if we go deeper on that side, probably it's not the time to go in that. Different cultures would say in a different way the tears, if you are talking about that way. Yeah, normally it's I mean, sorrowful occasion. Normally, yes, there are happy tears. That when if you cannot control your emotions in terms of like happiness, and then you are overexcited or something like that situation.
So
And
here's
similarly,
my
in a
final
sense,
here's my final question. This is the book. Could you have this young lady in the other book that we read about the elephants? Could she be a character in that book?
Say that again now.
The book that we read about the elephants and
you remember the bank
the
robber?
Elephants in the Sky. That
yeah,
one.
yeah. Could she be a character in that book? Could she experience
Could
those
Savvy
things?
be a character?
Yeah, could Savvy be a character in that book? Could that take place given that setting? Would that setting allow her to be who she was in that setting?
Hmm,
Because
I
it's
don't think so.
right.
Because she wouldn't have as much free will or free choice in the elephant book. Because there was
Right.
like a certain set of rules or standards that you had to
Yeah,
follow to survive.
right. Right. So I think the same thing. So it is interesting how when we talk about like a savvy character, that the parameters, it has to be in a society that promotes free will,
Yeah.
right? It has to be. It cannot be in any other type of society, because it could not take place in the elephant book. Could it take place in here in
Mm-mm.
Saudi? Could you have a savvy in Saudi? I guess you could.
Yeah.
Maybe you could. You could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that savvy is an
And
automation.
I think there's some Saudi savvies actually,
I was about
especially
to say there's a lot of young ladies, Saudi ladies that are like savvy now.
yeah, yeah. You start to see a lot of them actually,
Yeah.
especially with the empowerment of driving and their ability to
Mhm.
work,
To
in all
work, yes.
aspects. And you start to see that kind of that independence. Interesting. All right, I think we should rate the book, right?
Read the book, yeah. Yeah,
Tamara, is your book. You
let's,
can go
Tamara,
start it.
you go ahead.
It's my book. I mean, I'm not going to be biased and be like a five. I would give it a four, a solid four.
Jasmine, you?
4.5.
4.5, okay.
I liked it.
Oh, yeah, you told. Yeah. And what about Ray?
Um, I, I don't know. I don't
Are
know
you
how to
gonna
grade
rate
this.
lower than Bridget? She did
No, no,
Bridget
no, no.
2.75.
gave a
Because
2.75.
listen, I'm going to grade it from the perspective of what this book is for. This book is not an intellectual pursuit. It's not. It's like you said. It's just to have fun. So from that perspective, I'm gonna give it a 4.2. Only why? Why? Because I think it did its job. It wasn't
Mhm.
trying to do anything else, and it's written for a certain audience, and I think it was well
Mhm.
written.
It was well written. It was well written.
All right. Uh,
I don't know what happened
I'm
to Mahasa.
sorry. Yeah,
Probably getting
maybe
ready
she's
for Ramadan.
busy. Probably. She would have been maybe.
She she always doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. For me, still, I'm sorry for that, but whatever I could do, I would give it a three.
Okay. I mean, the reason, like I said, the reason why I chose you, I watched the movie first, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But then I read the book,
Yeah,
and I
book is a
wish I
lot
would have.
better than the movie.
No, the movie is trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh, the
saying. Book
movie's
is a lot
horrible.
better than.
Well, they changed so. I mean, the basics of Spencer dumping her and her getting, I
Not
mean, not
Spencer,
Spencer,
Johnson, Jason.
Jason jumping her. She's meeting Spencer, him renovating her kitchen, those
But
types of things.
is it trash because the actors were trash, or is it
No,
trash
no,
because
no.
the
No, I'm just
No,
saying they
the story.
change. Usually, when you have book, usually when you have books that are turned into movies, of course, they can only do but so much. But it they they totally changed the dynamic between her and her mother. They changed the dynamic between her and her friends. It was still there, a friendship was there, but it just wasn't, I guess, what the way I saw it in my head. So the book was more in depth, of course, as all books do. Um, the book gave her, they cut out, there was no relationship with the uncle in the movie. There was no uncle. There was nothing like that. So in the book, in the movie, they made her relationship with her mom more like a friendship. Um, so they made a lot of changes because I was like, outside of the whole breakup, meeting a new guy, renovating her kitchen thing, that's the only thing the book and the movie have in common. Everything else in the movie was different. I liked what's her name who plays her she's from Glee.
I was gonna say, yeah, the lady from
Yeah,
Glee.
she's
Is
from
it
Glee.
Brittany something?
No,
Maybe.
no. Her
I don't
name is
know.
she's the only black person in Glee. Oh, 3.69. I'll take it. um um God, I can't remember what her name is. Amber
I'll
I
Riley.
tell you.
saw that.
Amber Riley.
Yeah.
She's from Glee. So, and I like her as an actress. She also she also did with The Wiz on Broadway. So I was like, okay, let me watch it. And I really liked the movie. So when we was my time, I was like, oh yeah, let me get the book. And I'm like, this is totally different.
Oh,
But
so
I
you
like
watched
both.
the movie first. You watched
I
the movie
watched the
first.
movie first and
Mm.
then I read the book. And like I said, the only things that the book in a movie have in common, the title, the fact that her name was Savvy Sheldon. Um,
And
she
also,
got
she's not,
dumped.
and also,
She
she's
got
not really,
dumped and she met
and
a new
also,
guy. That's
and also,
it.
she doesn't, she's not shown shown as the Asian mother, like Far Eastern mother, and African
Yeah, in the
You
father.
saw
book,
the movie too?
I
did
You
you
saw
watched the
read
movie
some
on
like five
a clip?
minutes in the
Yeah, the mother
beginning.
is a black mother that
Yeah,
is kind of flaky
yeah, it's
and
a
kind of,
different, very different
yeah,
character.
so very different type of character. So yeah. So like I said, the only thing the movie and the book have in common is the title, the name of the title character, the fact that she was dumped, and the fact that
Well,
she met
there
a new
is,
guy who
I mean,
renovated
there
her
are
kitchen.
lots of common. I mean, it goes on the same kind of a plot, that yeah, because dumped, and then Spencer and Jason. So these kind of characters are there, some friends and all those kind
But
of
the
things.
deepness, yeah, the deep
I
relationship
just
with
saw a little.
friends,
I cannot say too much,
the
but
relationship
uh,
that she has with her mom was totally different in the movie.
mm,
So, but it was on HBO Max, I think. I don't think it was Hulu or Amazon.
CW.
On the
I just
CW.
looked it up.
Okay.
CW, or you
So
can rent it on Prime Video.
yeah, you can rent it on Prime. So it was
yeah,
free.
Prime. Think I
It
saw
was
it
free for
somewhere.
a while, but
But
now
but
I
now
think you have to
now
pay
that
for
you
it.
said it was trash, I'm not even gonna
I
look.
felt I felt like it was trash.
Yeah, you can because maybe you are comparing with the kind of things and
Right. After
intricacies
I read the
which are
book,
mentioned in the
right,
book, and they are not in the movie.
in the movie.
That's
So that's
yeah,
what I
they're
said.
not
I
there.
because the movie was good. It's good. The acting is good. Everything was good. But then when I read the book, I was like,
I would
they
say,
totally changed so much.
yeah. I mean,
But usually
I
I
was
go
thinking,
opposite.
yeah,
Usually
more
I'll read the
platonic
book,
kind
then
of
I'll
a
see the
thing.
movie. So,
Yeah, it's more platonic kind of a movie.
so the movie would be like a date night, like it's a rom-com.
Yeah, a little
The
bit,
all right,
whatever
so
else.
we'll take a month
Anyway,
break, right?
yeah. So when are we
So
going to meet again?
we're going to come back. Are we going to come back
Middle of
before
March.
Eid or
Who's
after?
who's
Let's
I
choosing the
think
just
give it
next
a
book?
break after a week of
I
Eid
think
because people will
April.
be
I think
still
we should
out.
do April because we got Eid. I think we should just come back in April.
April would be better.
Oh,
First
Yeah,
Tuesday in
April.
April.
Yeah, something
Is
like
there a
that.
well, you
break?
guys are
Is there a
not
break?
going
Is
to
there a spring
see.
break then?
I won't be
Huh?
around the last 2 weeks in April, hopefully. I'll be
Last
Is
two
there a
traveling.
weeks
spring
of
break?
April.
No,
For
for me,
anybody?
no, for me, spring break is a week before. But for me, I'm going to be in China or Korea the last
Oh
2 weeks in
wow,
April.
sweet.
Hopefully, God
So
willing,
she's
prayers.
inspired by Sevi Sheldon.
No, my travel group is yeah, and I wanted to get back traveling anyway. So my travel group is going to Korea and China for the last 2 weeks. Well, I'm spending couple. I plan on spending a couple of days in New Jersey. It depends. I got to look at my funds, but I am
I
for
thought
like
you're in Jersey now. You're not in
I
Jersey?
was.
No, no,
I
she's
came back
in.
last night. I was. I'm home now. I was in
Okay.
Jersey from Friday, to, and I came home yesterday.
Hold on, you don't live in Jersey?
No, no,
No,
she's in
I'm in
Rochester.
Rochester. I'm
Oh, okay. All
from
right.
New Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're from
That's
my
why you get a
well,
lot of snow. Okay, that's why it's always snowing.
yeah, because I'm in
Yes.
Rochester now. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
I've
right.
been in Rochester since 23. Been in
Okay.
Rochester since 23. But I went home for the New Edition concert was Friday night.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I'm back.
All
All
right,
is
so
all five of them, all the
All
members,
six of them.
All six of
all
them,
six of
everybody
them,
was there.
Johnny Gill.
Um, yeah, everybody was there. It was kind of like they all performed together. So, like you
But
would
who
see
stepped on? That
them,
means somebody stepped on somebody's songs, right?
they all sung each other. They were all performing together. So
Okay.
it was them and like Boys to Men. It was like Tony. It was
Mhm.
Tony. They asked Boys to Men. She asked Boys to Men to come in. Johnny Gill did some of his solo songs. Ralph Tresvant did his solo songs. Bobby Brown did his solo songs. Bell Biv DeVoe, they did their songs too, like just them. But you saw the other guys were like in the background. So it was kind of like it gave them each because we know Tony's had a heart attack and she got lupus, so it gave her time to like rest and kind of and it gave them time to rest because Bobby was sick and Bobby had a
Tony,
cold or something.
Tony who?
Tony Braxton,
Oh, she was in the show. Okay.
she has yeah, it's their tour, it's New Edition's tour, and then they have Boys to Men and because they've mentored Boys to Men since they were kids, and then Tony Braxton. So they brought yeah, so all three of them. So they kind of all performed together, but then they all performed separately. Yeah, they were doing all the dance moves except for Bobby. He tried to dance. I'm like,
I was gonna say, was he huffing and puffing?
he was a little bit. He he was a little bit, but everybody he did his, he did his solo stuff. Johnny Gill did his solo stuff. So you got all of them. Ralph Tresvant did his solo stuff. Um, the only person that didn't do their solo stuff, and I never knew he had a solo album, was Ronnie.
He doesn't have a solo album.
He does. He did.
His wife has an album, and I know he did a song with his wife.
No, he had it. I googled it because I was like, because somebody was like, "Did you know he was it Ronnie or was
Rain,
it? It was.
can you
It was
close the
one of them."
recording or is it still getting recorded?
Okay, we can, yeah, it's people
Uh,
might want to know about the New Edition concert.
Okay.
Okay. It was
I got to go
okay.
because I just came from the office and still.
Okay.
All
No,
right,
it wasn't Ronnie. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I forgot. Somebody else had a solo album, but they all did their solo things and their group things, and so it was good.
cool.
It
Worth
was
the
good.
money. Worth the money.
I didn't pay for it. It was a gift.
Oh, excuse me.
Even better.
It was a gift
Excuse
Even
from
me.
my best
better.
friend. Yeah, it was a belated, it was a birthday gift and our friend anniversary. We've been friends for 23 years. So she
Y'all be making holidays up for
it,
anniversary.
it
When
friend of
what's
her, that's real. So that was her gift
uh
to me and
all right,
us.
guys. So we will resume the first week
First
The
in
week of
April. Huh?
first week in
first week
Who's
of
April.
April.
Who
Yeah, first Tuesday, my book. Yeah.
first Tuesday in April?
So that would
Um,
Uh,
be the second,
when is it Tuesday?
April 2nd.
tell you, hold on.
It's a
First
big
Tuesday,
counter.
first
April
Tuesday
2nd.
is the
I mean, I'm sorry, the first two.
seventh.
No, that I'm
Seventh.
looking at the wrong thing.
I don't
That's a
think so.
Thursday. The 7th.
Seventh. Seventh.
Yeah.
Seventh.
Okay.
have you chosen your book already?
Who's choosing a book?
No,
Whose book?
Mm,
my
Mr.
my turn.
Hassan.
Oh, okay.
I have a couple of books in like mind
Look,
and
I'm like,
downloading.
you need to tell me now because I know it's gonna be a heavy book and it's gonna take me a while to get through it. I may need to start reading right now because I know it's not gonna be one of these. I'm gonna have to be from way back here.
I know, right?
No,
Oh, it's
he didn't pick a heavy book last night. He picked the mystery book.
I picked that murder mystery, Thursday night murder mystery club.
30,
Mm,
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
please
And
well,
don't
I
they're
do
don't know.
another
having
one.
yeah.
they're
Don't do
having
another
their
one.
second, I think the second or some they're doing another on
Movie,
Netflix.
yeah, yeah.
They're doing another
I
movie
heard
on
that they're
Netflix.
working on that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see some other time because there are two more books remaining from that quartet. So, okay. But I have some other things. Maybe I'll try to see. I
Well, let's
remember,
mix it up.
like,
Let's mix it up.
yeah,
Let's mix it up.
yeah. I will not choose from there. I have some other kind of genre, but I'll see if something which is not very heavy and enjoyable, still like something beneficial. I'll see. There are three, four books I have collected already. I have put it there. I'll see which one is, and I will even give you something to choose about it.
All right, guys. Enjoy your break.
If it would
Enjoy
be
your
heavy, I
Ramadan.
will share earlier so that Yasmin can start
Thank
reading.
you. Thank you. Please.
Same thing for
Thank
me.
you. Thank
Same
you.
thing for me.
I think I'm I think I'm gonna go horror next. I think I'm gonna go horror next time.
Horror.
Yes, come on.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go horror next time.
Yes, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go
Okay.
horror.
Light horror or deep horror? Because you
Yo,
have
I'm
light
gonna go
horror.
deep horror. I'm gonna go
Okay.
You going like
hardcore.
Stephen King, Dean Koontz,
I'm gonna
horror,
go hard.
You know,
I'm gonna
that's
go.
that, yeah, that's the heavy horror.
V.C. Andrews, Flowers in
I
the
want
Attic.
I want people to have nightmares.
I
Let's go.
don't know. I never got VC Andrews as to be horror, but I guess she is, right?
She's more like creepy, I guess.
Creepy, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. So
like
you want people to have
yeah.
nightmares.
No, I'm joking.
Look,
Calling you up on the phone.
Maybe,
Damn you,
maybe,
Red.
maybe he wants to wake up the sleeping guys in the group.
I like those. I love a good horror.
Yeah, let's do horror. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up a bit. All right, guys.
All right, good.
We'll see you on
Have a
the
good
rebound.
week.
Good night.
See you guys in a
Ramadan
month.
Kareem.
Ramadan
Ramadan
Kareem and
Kareem.
happy
See
Eid.
Ramadan
you soon.
Kareem. Ramadan Mubarak.
All
Okay,
right.
happy Eid.
Ramadan.
Eid